Let me ask you this question. Have you ever been betrayed by the people you loved most in your life? And what if, in your darkest moment, when you thought everything was over, you discovered it was actually just the beginning? Throughout this video, I'm going to tell you such a story that you'll look differently at every difficulty, every betrayal, every disappointment you've experienced in your life. Today, we're talking about someone who was thrown into a dark well by his brothers as a child, sold as a slave, falsely accused and imprisoned, but eventually became the treasurer of a nation. And believe me, this isn't just a success story. This is proof of how perfect Allah's plan is. If you're ready, let's begin the incredible journey of Prophet Yusuf. Peace be upon him. Prophet Yusuf's story begins with a dream, but not an ordinary dream. Little Yusuf wakes up one morning and runs to his father, the sparkle of that dream still in his eyes, and he tells his father, "Dear father, I saw a dream. I saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars, and they were all prostrating to me." His father Yaqub, peace be upon him, looks at his son's face. He is a prophet and knows this is not an ordinary dream. This is a sign from Allah. This child's destiny is great. But as a father, he also knows something else. Jealousy is the most dangerous emotion that sprouts in a person's heart. "My son," says Yaqub, "don't tell this dream to your brothers. Never tell them." But it's already too late. The seed has been planted. Now think about it. There are 11 brothers, all of them are Yaqub's sons, but that special light in their father's eyes only shines when he looks at Yusuf, and this is unbearable to them. Here we encounter a very critical truth. Sometimes our greatest tests come from the people closest to us. Yusuf's brothers gather together and say, "Our father is getting old, but he gives all his love to Yusuf. Even though we are a group, he loves those two more." And then that terrible plan is born. Let's kill him or throw him far away. That way our father's attention will turn only to us. Wait a minute. These are brothers from the same mother, the same father. But jealousy is so powerful that they consider killing a child. Finally, they find a middle ground. Let's not kill him, but let's throw him into a well. Maybe a caravan will find and take him. And that day arrives. "Father, send Yusuf with us tomorrow. Let's play in the desert. Let's have fun," his brothers say. Yaqub knows in his heart, but what can he do? They are also his sons. "Taking him worries me," he says. "I fear a wolf will eat him." And pay attention to this sentence, because the liars will later use this sentence as a weapon. Yusuf goes with his brothers. Perhaps he's excited. Perhaps he'll finally spend time with his brothers. But in the middle of the desert, at the edge of a bone-dry well, the truth emerges. They grab him. Little Yusuf struggles, cries, perhaps screams, "Brother, what are you doing?" But jealousy has deafened their ears, and they throw him into the dark well. Now stop and imagine. You're a small child. Your beloved brothers have just thrown you into a bottomless darkness. You see nothing above except the sky. There's silence, there's fear, there's loneliness. This is Prophet Yusuf's first test, and the darkest moment of his life. But here, the Quran tells us something magnificent. Allah revealed to Yusuf in that well, "Don't worry, a day will come when you'll remind them of what they did, but they won't even recognize you." Allah, in the darkest moment, is telling him about the future, because Allah knows the end of the test from the beginning. His brothers return home, having stained Yusuf's shirt with animal blood. They come to their father crying, "Father, while we were playing, a wolf ate Yusuf." But Yaqub looks at the shirt and says, "What a strange wolf that ate my son, but didn't tear his shirt." Lies always explode somewhere. Meanwhile, Yusuf is still in the well, but Allah's plan continues because a caravan is approaching. The caravan sends someone to draw water from the well. The bucket is lowered. Yusuf holds onto the bucket and is pulled up. Good news, we found a boy, they say, but unfortunately, the good news isn't for him because they sell him as a slave. Getting out of the well doesn't mean being saved, it's just the beginning of another trial. Prophet Yusuf is taken to Egypt and sold to the palace treasurer. This man called Al-Aziz of Egypt is a good person who says to his wife, "Treat this child well. Perhaps he'll be useful to us, or we'll adopt him." And Yusuf grows up in the palace. He has now become a young man, handsome, intelligent, and of good character. The Quran says, "We gave him maturity and knowledge." But here, one of the greatest tests comes. Al-Aziz's wife, Zuleika, falls in love with Yusuf, and one day she locks the doors and says, "Come here." Think about this moment. The power is hers, the doors are locked, no one will see. Yusuf is a slave. She is the lady of the palace. But what does Yusuf do? "I seek refuge in Allah," he says, and he tries to escape. Zuleika chases after him, tears his shirt from behind, and at that very moment, the door opens and her husband enters. Zuleika immediately lies. Isn't imprisonment the punishment for one who desires evil for me? Choosing the right path may not save you immediately. Yusuf is innocent, but to avoid scandal in the palace, they throw him in prison. And here, we encounter this critical truth. Decisions you make for Allah's pleasure sometimes harm you in this world, but they protect your soul. Yusuf could have sinned. No one would have known, but he chose Allah, and the price for that was prison. But notice, Yusuf isn't complaining. He isn't rebelling. He isn't saying, "Why Allah?" He waits patiently because he knows that Allah's plan may be delayed, but never fails. Yusuf stays in prison for years, but he doesn't remain idle. Two prisoners come to him. One is the king's cupbearer, the other a baker. Both see dreams and ask Yusuf to interpret them. Yusuf interprets their dreams and tells the cupbearer, "You will be released and work in the palace again. But mention me to the king. Remember me." The cupbearer is released and forgets Yusuf. Several more years pass. Allah's timing is like this, not our urgencies, but his plan works. Then one day the king himself sees a dream. 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean cows, 7 green ears of grain, 7 dry ones. No one can interpret it. Then the cupbearer remembers, there was a man in prison who interpreted dreams, and they summon Yusuf. Notice this moment. Yusuf has been in prison for years, innocently. Now the king is calling him. He can get out immediately. But what does Yusuf do? "I won't come out," he says. "First let my name be cleared. Ask the ladies in the palace, am I guilty?" He possesses such chastity, such character, that he thinks of his honor before his freedom. An investigation is conducted. Zuleika and the other women confess, "By Allah, we saw no evil in him." And even Zuleika says, "Now the truth has emerged. I desired evil from him, and he is among the truthful." Once his name is cleared, Yusuf comes to the palace. The king asks him about the dream. Yusuf says, "There will be 7 years of abundance. Plant abundantly, then 7 years of famine will come. If you don't prepare, everyone will starve." The king is amazed and says, "This man is a genius. Make him treasurer." And that moment happens. From the well to the palace, from slavery to leadership, from prison to the treasury. But don't forget, years have passed. Patience, tears, waiting. Allah delayed, but fulfilled his plan. 7 years of abundance come. Yusuf makes perfect plans. Grains are stored. Then famine begins, not just in Egypt, but everywhere, even in Canaan. And then the 11 brothers come to Egypt to buy grain. The treasurer comes before them. Yusuf, but they don't recognize him. Yusuf sees them, perhaps storms rage in his heart. These are the brothers who threw him into the well. But what does he do? He treats them kindly, gives them grain, and says, "Next time, bring your younger brother too." They leave and return. This time, Benjamin is with them, Yusuf's full brother. Yusuf can't bear it any longer. He sends everyone out and reveals himself. "I am Yusuf." The brothers are shocked. They tremble with fear, thinking, "This man can destroy us." But Yusuf says, "No reproach upon you today. May Allah forgive you. He is the most merciful of the merciful." Look at this sentence. To the people who threw him in the well, had him sold as a slave, separated him from his family, he offers forgiveness because prophets choose mercy, not revenge. And then he says, "Take this shirt and place it over my father's face. His eyes will open. Then bring your whole family." And so it happens. Yaqub, peace be upon him, smells his son's scent and says, "Don't tell me I remind you of Yusuf, but I smell Yusuf's scent." The shirt is brought, placed over his face, his eyes open, and the whole family comes to Egypt. Yusuf seats his mother, father, and brothers near the throne, and they all prostrate to him in respect. The dream he saw as a child comes true decades later. The sun, moon, and 11 stars have now bowed before him. Yusuf says, "My lord, you have given me a share of authority and taught me the interpretation of dreams. Creator of the heavens and earth, you are my protector in this world and the hereafter. Take my soul as a Muslim and join me with the righteous." This is the story of Prophet Yusuf, but this isn't just a story. This is a mirror to your life. Maybe you're in a well right now. Maybe you've been betrayed. Maybe you've been punished innocently. Maybe your dreams lie around you like rubble. Allah's plan is not delayed. It simply happens at the perfect time. If this video reminded you of something, please don't forget to like it and write this in the comments. Which well in your life is actually preparing you for elevation? Because Prophet Yusuf's story teaches us this. Today's well could be tomorrow's throne. Allah is the best of planners, and He never forgets you. Until the next video, stay safe.